The DanYorke State of Mind program is brought to you in part by Lookout Rhode Island and Takeo Comfort Solutions.
Welcome into my state of mind for this Tuesday evening and beyond. Our original show here will air on Tuesday, June 2nd, and it's a really, really tough week. We've had a weekend of distress all across this country. This George Floyd tragedy and the resulting community response, the people who are taking advantage, the folks who are rightfully protesting, the law enforcement, some bewildered about their own industry. It has been it's been a difficult time for this country, no doubt about it. And I think it's important that we keep the dialogue moving here as well as in Minneapolis, of course, right? So this evening, we're going to have a conversation with two veteran police officers, African-American police officers, who have both state police and local police experience, who are leaders in organizations that influence the way community policing and racial interaction happens between police and the community. And they'll have some insights, not only on what they're feeling, but what ought to be done. And we'll do that when we come back on My State of Mind. Thank you very much for tuning in. John Avant is a former state police trooper, and Chuck Wilson, a former police chief, and he's done everything in the trade and spent 20 years at Rhode Island College Police Force. In our previous segment, we kind of established who they are and where they've been, and in our later segment, we'll talk a little bit about what we need to do and what the work that these guys are doing in the community with law enforcement and the community in communication. But right now, I just want to check in with how you're feeling. Chuck, how are you feeling on this whole situation? I mean, clearly we're taping Monday afternoon. I'm guessing by Tuesday night there may be charges for the other three officers. Derek Chauvin has got a third-degree murder and a manslaughter charge at the lost life of George Floyd. But it's a mind blower to watch this whole thing. Tell me what your head and your heart are telling you.
Disgusted, disappointed, terrified. I spoke with my vice chair this morning. I spoke with the president of one of our New Jersey chapters this morning. I've been constantly in contact with people out of the New York area. People are trying to make sure that we still get a chance to do the community work that we have consistently done, to try and mitigate some of the problems that people are having interacting with law enforcement and ensuring that those law enforcement officers we come in contact with, those that we supervise, are doing their jobs properly.
Let me ask you, what are you shook up about?
Having to watch somebody die on film for no reason. The institution of policing is inherently biased against people of color and low income, and it was designed to be that way. That is our founding history as law enforcement officers. And this was nothing more than an extension of that history, being truthful. We know that 99, 98% of the somewhere in the neighborhood of 900,000 police officers across the country simply and solely want to go to work, do their job, and go home to mama and the dime dog at the night. But there is a substantial number of idiots on the job that should never have been hired in the first place. There are a substantial number of people on the job who, right, wrong, or indifferent, whether you like it or not, either do not like people of color, or they find whatever reason they are afraid to deal with us.
This is a very powerful answer, John. You feel the same way? Is there a real common thread inside your soul on this whole thing?
Yes. Well, first off, this whole since this incident happened, when I saw the initial video, I was personally outraged as a law enforcement member of 25 years and a former supervisor. For an individual to sit there boldly and hold someone down in an inhumane position. But obviously, I expected protest, outrage, and I think the city and I think across the nation, law enforcement didn't know how to react initially, because when they reacted with a militarization, as in Ferguson, it blew up, it ended up escalating. But the whole thing, I looked at it as, Dan, it was a calm before the storm. I looked at it, it led up to this. We have a historical problem with police excessive force abuse. It goes, in the last several years, President Obama introduced an extensive study, 21st century policing, which detailed a lot of this stuff. The current administration took that along with a lot of civil rights initiatives, threw it down out the window. You have people who laughed and made a mockery and ostracized people like Colin Kaepernick. You may not agree with him, but you know what? He took a peaceful protest and people denigrated him, talked about. You know what? That resonated with a lot of people of the Black community and communities of color, because it said, okay, he peacefully protested. He sacrificed his career, and what did they do? Certain people, government, media, demonize him, say he's not American. But it's all right when you have protesters out there who were MAGA hats and assault weapons, and they're patriotic. But I think that a combination of that, coupled with several of these incidents, that have been highlighted by the media, and that's like, in occasions I talk to as a Rhode Island Commissioner of Prejudice and Bias. I've gone to the academy, talked to recruits, and I basically tell them it's a different mindset. The old culture was more abusive, military style. It was a warrior type. We're trying to, and our whole thing with the mission with the Guardians and NABLU is transform that culture from a warrior mentality to a guardian. You're going to work along with the community, understand the community, appreciate the community, and sympathize and when you're dealing with them. But you know what? Traditionally, a lot of the recruitment problems were generated because they've just recruited someone who was either the brightest, who they perceived as more paramilitary, someone. But you know what? That does not transform into a community.
We can't handle this in a 20-minute conversation on a half-an-hour show, but I want to see if you guys can outline for me what your head tells you about what we can do to really change the system when we come back. We'll continue with John Avant and Chuck Wilson, both veteran law enforcement officers here in Rhode Island. Stay with us on DanYorke State of Mind.